Welcome to IQD Dinar News, your go-to source for the latest updates on currency exchange rates, revaluation news, and insights into the Iraqi dinar. Stay informed and ahead of the curve with our timely analysis and breaking developments. The situation regarding the U.S. Treasury's support for the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, carries significant implications for Iraq's economic landscape. When the U.S. Treasury expresses confidence in the CBI, it means they view Iraq's financial system and reforms as stable and heading in the right direction. This comes at a time when Iraq has been working to gain more control over its monetary policy, particularly with regard to the management of its currency and exchange rates. Understanding why this is important requires looking at the broader context of Iraq's economy and its efforts to rebuild after years of conflict and instability. For the past few decades, Iraq's economy has been in a fragile state, plagued by war, political instability, corruption, and reliance on oil exports. These factors, combined with the complications of sanctions and economic isolation, have created challenges for the country to stabilize its currency and financial system. The U.S. played a major role in shaping Iraq's post-2003 economic framework, including the establishment and management of its financial institutions. For years, the U.S. exerted substantial influence over Iraq's monetary policies to help manage inflation, curb corruption, and avoid money laundering. In recent years, Iraq has been striving to regain full autonomy over its monetary policy. Numerous articles and reports suggest that Iraq now has more control over its financial decisions, particularly through the Central Bank of Iraq. This shift towards more control is vital for Iraq's sovereignty and economic independence. The Central Bank of Iraq plays a critical role in managing the country's monetary policy, stabilizing the dinar, and ensuring that Iraq can navigate its economic challenges without excessive foreign intervention. The mention of the U.S. Treasury supporting the CBI is a signal to the international community that the CBI is on the right track. This support may come in the form of guidance, financial intelligence, or technical assistance. But it is clear that the U.S. Treasury sees the CBI as an important partner in ensuring stability in Iraq. This kind of backing reassures international investors, stakeholders, and foreign governments that Iraq is a safe and viable environment for financial transactions and business activities. It enhances the CBI's credibility, which is essential for any central bank aiming to regulate a national economy. The timing of this endorsement is particularly noteworthy because of Iraq's ongoing project to delete zeros from its currency, a move that is part of a larger currency reform initiative. The deletion of zeros from a country's currency is usually undertaken to reduce inflation, simplify financial transactions, and restore confidence in the currency. It is a significant monetary policy shift and requires careful planning, transparency, and public confidence to avoid economic disruptions. If Iraq can successfully carry out this project, it would be a sign that the country's economy is stabilizing and that it is ready to operate more independently on the global financial stage. The U.S. Treasury's support can be seen as a nod of approval for this process, giving both the Iraqi government and the Iraqi people confidence that their central bank is competent and capable of managing the reform. It also implies that the international community, particularly the U.S., is willing to help Iraq through this transition to ensure that it goes smoothly. Moreover, the timing of U.S. troops moving out of Iraq cannot be overlooked. As the U.S. reduces its military presence, it sends a message that Iraq is increasingly self-reliant, both in terms of security and economic management. This move reflects a broader trend of the U.S. stepping back from direct involvement in Iraq, allowing the country to take more responsibility for its internal affairs. In this context, the U.S. Treasury's support of the CBI is crucial. It shows that even as the U.S. reduces its military footprint, it continues to provide essential backing to Iraq's economic institutions. There is also a psychological element to the situation. For years, Iraqis have lived under the shadow of foreign occupation, war, and economic instability. The news that their central bank is receiving praise from the U.S. Treasury could be seen as a sign of progress, a symbol that Iraq is finally moving toward a period of greater stability and prosperity. This kind of affirmation can boost public morale and foster a sense of national pride. However, the situation is far from resolved, and while things might seem warm and fuzzy as you describe it, challenges remain. Iraq's political environment is still unstable, and there are ongoing issues with corruption and governance. The project to delete zeros from the currency, while promising, is not without risks. If mishandled, it could lead to inflation, confusion, and economic disruption. Additionally, Iraq's economy is still heavily dependent on oil exports, making it vulnerable to fluctuations in global oil prices. The timing of these developments, the U.S. support, the deletion of zeros, and the troop withdrawal seems to point toward a larger strategy of economic independence and stabilization for Iraq. The Central Bank of Iraq has a central role to play in this, as it manages the country's monetary policy and ensures the stability of the Iraqi dinar. The U.S. Treasury's support is not just a sign of approval, it is an acknowledgement of the critical role that the CBI plays in the future of Iraq's economy. The international community will be watching closely as these developments unfold. The project to delete the zeros from the currency will be particularly important. This kind of monetary reform has been carried out successfully in other countries, but it requires careful management. The fact that the U.S. Treasury is signaling its confidence in the CBI could help smooth the way for this transition. It sends a message to other countries, investors, and financial institutions that Iraq is a stable environment for economic activity. In conclusion, the U.S. Treasury's support for the Central Bank of Iraq is significant because it reflects confidence in Iraq's economic management and its ability to implement crucial monetary reforms. This support comes at a time when Iraq is striving for more control over its economy and seeking to assert its sovereignty. The project to delete the zeros from the currency is a major initiative, and if successful, it could restore confidence in the Iraqi dinar and enhance the country's economic prospects. Meanwhile, the reduction of U.S. troops signals a broader shift in the U.S.-Iraq relationship, with the U.S. moving from a direct military presence to a more supportive role in helping Iraq achieve economic stability. While challenges remain, these developments suggest that Iraq is on a path toward greater economic independence and stability, even if the exact timing of these changes remains uncertain. Thanks for tuning in to IQD Dinar News. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. For more updates on the Iraqi dinar and global currency trends, hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.